And Caitlin Clark front row at the Prada show for Milan Fashion Week. Obviously, Caitlin Clark has been working with Prada since at least draft night.
Caitlin Clark just descended upon Milan for the Prada showcase, claiming a spot in the front row, and the digital world absolutely imploded. Yet, everyone is missing the bigger picture here. This isn't just a cameo from a celebrity. We are witnessing the dawn of a massive power alliance between Clark and one of the most prestigious luxury houses on Earth. The financial stakes involved would blow your mind. Is Clark currently engineering the most lucrative personal brand in the history of women's athletics? Or is there another contender coming for the crown? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's set the record straight before we go any further. When Clark strolled into the Fondazione Prada in Milan on February 26th, taking her seat for the Fall 2026 collection beside Olympic icon Eileen Gu, draped entirely in Prada. That wasn't a fluke. That wasn't a seat filler situation because a VIP canceled last minute. It was the loudest, most undeniable move in a strategic chess game Clark and Prada have been playing since her rookie debut. And it signals a shift that the WNBA and the entire sports ecosystem is barely starting to comprehend. High fashion doesn't fly athletes to Milan for front row seats just to be nice. They do it for ROI, massive, long-term, bankable equity. And when a powerhouse like Prada, known for being incredibly picky and strategic, repeatedly aligns itself with one specific athlete, you aren't looking at a loner wardrobe. You're watching the blueprint of a mega partnership being drawn in real time. To understand the magnitude, we have to rewind to where it all started. I went with Prada. It feels very me. I don't know, I'm a simple girl, but Prada has never styled an NBA or WNBA player for the draft before. So it's exciting. Kept it clean with white, hidden sparkle inside. Just really fun. Got the bag, the sleek kicks, ready to go. April 2024, draft night. Clark strides into the WNBA draft as the #1 overall pick, and she is dripping in Prada. Not just a bag or a shoe, the full fit. Satin tube top, crisp white jacket, mini skirt, sharp black pumps, pure Prada from head to toe. On the orange carpet, she dropped a bomb. Prada had never officially fitted a basketball player for draft night in history. She was the pioneer. She owned that fact. And she wore that outfit with the swagger of someone who knew exactly what that moment signified beyond the court. The internet's verdict was instantaneous. One phrase echoed across every feed endlessly: Caitlin Clark is times Prada. It wasn't just that she looked good, it was that she and the brand were vibrating on the same frequency. The energy, the aesthetic, the attitude, it all clicked in a way that felt organic, not manufactured. That sort of authentic cultural resonance is worth more to a luxury house than any traditional ad campaign money can buy. And Prada saw the gold mine. Breaking news in the fashion world. Clark rocking custom Prada for the Time Gala. Minimalist, timeless front, but the back? Absolute showstopper. This is high fashion. Mark my words, she is locking down a major campaign soon. Guaranteed. The silhouette is flawless, it is Prada, after all. But it feels distinctly Caitlin. Understated, classy, eternal. Yet that open back is a total mood. I love that they went custom for her. We need to track more of these fits, but honestly, what's your take? Throughout her rookie run with the Fever, Clark turned the stadium tunnels into her personal runway, constantly repping the brand. One night, it's a pristine white tank paired with strappy cargos flashing that iconic triangle logo. Next, it's a double denim set accented with the classic black nylon bag. The consistency was deliberate. Her stylist, Adri Zerdeatoth, was weaving a visual narrative all season long, and every thread led back to the same Italian house. Every single game, every camera lens, every fan analyzing those tunnel walks, which have basically become a sport of their own. Then came the invite to Milan. On February 26th, Clark sat front and center for the Fall 2026 unveil, rocking a striped cropped polo, high-waisted trousers cinched with a logo belt, a petite top-handle bag, a wool coat slung over her shoulders, and those sharp, pointed heels, the exact same heel silhouette she wore on draft night. That visual callback? Absolutely intentional. It was a masterclass in storytelling woven through fabric, and the executives at Prada knew exactly what kind of gold mine they were staring at. Right beside her sat Eileen Gu, the skiing phenomenon who snatched a gold and a pair of silvers to become one of the most instantly recognizable faces in global sports. Seeing those two shoulder to shoulder in the front row at Milan wasn't just a photo op. It was a loud, calculated signal defining exactly the breed of competitor the house aligns with for the future. They want youth, excellence, cultural clout, and players who actually breathe fashion instead of just tossing it on for a paycheck. But let's strip away the glamour and talk cash, because the finances are where this narrative really gets interesting. The dynamic between Clark and the Italian house has all the architectural markers of a massive, official union barreling down the tracks. They broke the mold by fitting her exclusively for the draft. They flew her to Milan. They styled her specifically for the runway presentation. They put her in the prime seat. Every single move is a stepping stone, showing the brand's commitment is ramping up vertically. And when you're playing the high-stakes game of luxury couture, that trajectory has only one logical terminus: a signed and sealed endorsement contract. But what is the actual price tag on a Clark-Prada alliance? To figure that out, you have to grasp the unique leverage Clark brings to the table, something most rookies can't even dream of offering. Let's begin with the crowd she commands. Her following is a behemoth, rabid, loyal, and stretching miles past the traditional boundaries of women's basketball. Her digital footprint is packed with converts who arrived solely for the Caitlyn show, people who wouldn't have known a layup from a free throw before she arrived. This new wave skews heavily young and female, the precise holy grail demographic that high-end labels are hunting down in 2026. The old guard of luxury buyers is graying out, and the fashion houses are painfully aware of the clock ticking. They are desperate for icons who can usher the brand into a new era without making it look like a cringy reach for relevance. Clark executes this effortlessly. Her pre-game tunnel fits are devoured by millions who couldn't care less about runway seasons. They tune in for the player, but in the process, they soak up her aesthetic, her vibe, and the logos she reps. The moment she steps into an arena draped in Prada, a massive legion of potential customers suddenly views that label as accessible, cool, and something they need to own. That is marketing gold worth a king's ransom. And right now, the brand is getting it for free before the ink is even dry. Now, imagine the firepower when the contract is actually signed and both entities start strategizing with the limitless coffers of a heritage fashion house fueling the engine. We're talking bespoke gear, global glossies, merch drops, and the potential holy grail, a signature sneaker that Marie Claire has already teased as the inevitable sequel to her Milan appearance. Just the whisper of that shoe deal suggests revenue in the hundreds of millions once you calculate the hypebeast resale economy, the broader style sector, and the crossover sports crowd that would send the initial sell-through numbers into the stratosphere. That $100 million valuation floating around isn't some pipe dream. It is a grounded estimate when you factor in the duration of a legacy contract, the planetary influence of both icons, and the unique lane Clark carves out for the brand. Just stack it up against similar agreements in the industry. Male superstars have been locking down fashion contracts with equal or even heavier price tags for years. Her pact with Nike, which has a signature silhouette in the lab, is already hailed as one of the most monumental footwear sagas in modern history. Slapping Prada onto that resume isn't just adding another logo to the pile. It elevates her to a rarefied throne where elite performance meets haute couture, a space no female athlete has ever dominated at this magnitude. The timing here is also critical. The WNBA is locked in a tense labor dispute. Talks between the suits and the union have hit a brick wall. The 2026 season is up in the air, with real doubt about tip-off. Clark, just like the rest of the roster, is stuck in limbo. But while the courts are quiet, she's conquering Milan. She's sitting front row. She's teeing off at Pro-Am golf tournaments. She is constructing an empire that doesn't need a hoop to survive. This isn't a player losing focus. This is a strategist who knows the clock on an athletic prime is brutal and is milking every second to build a legacy that transcends the game. The league's labor mess is out of her hands. What she owns is her downtime, and she is investing it with surgical precision. That parallel to Eileen Gu at the runway show? That's worth a second look. Eileen Gu stands alone as a titan among young female athletes, commanding a commercial empire that few can match. She crafted an image that defies labels, seamlessly blending athletics, high fashion, and pop culture into a powerhouse mix that luxury labels absolutely crave. And make no mistake, Clark is meticulously following that exact same blueprint, constructing a persona with layers and depth, where the high-stakes world of couture serves as the perfect proving ground. Spotting her at Prada's Milan show next to an icon like Goo offers us far more than just a pretty picture for Instagram. It cements Clark's status within a specific cultural echelon, signaling to titans of industry and style exactly who she is and, more importantly, where she is going. In the realm of ultra-luxury, context is everything. Your company, your location, and the logos you wear aren't random choices. They are bricks in a wall, building a story that either skyrockets your market value or tears it down. Right now, Clark is writing a masterclass in branding, kicking off her Prada alliance the very second she stepped into the professional spotlight. She kept that momentum burning bright, turning 2 full seasons of pre-game tunnel walks into her own personal runway. Then she leveled up, claiming a coveted front-row seat at the Milan showcase, signaling a massive, official partnership on the horizon, a deal that will make a $100 million valuation look like pocket change when we look back. Of course, the cynics crawl out of the woodwork whenever she steps off the court, screaming that she needs to stick to hoops. We heard it when she hit the links at the Pro-Am with Lexi and Sophie, and you can bet they are shouting it now about her trip to Milan. They will criticize her next move too, staying consistently wrong because they hold Clark to a double standard they wouldn't dare apply to the male athletes they idolize. Let's get one thing straight. Expanding an empire in the off-season is not a distraction from the game. It is a brilliant, calculated, and visionary investment of her time, because the clock is ticking on every athlete's physical prime. The legends who thrive long after retirement are the ones who grasped this reality on day one and executed a plan. Clark knew the score when she rocked that all-white Prada ensemble on the draft night orange carpet, and she reinforced it with every single outfit she styled over the last 2 years. She certainly understood the assignment while sitting front row in a legendary venue, watching the Fall 2026 collection parade by. The WNBA provided the stage, but Prada is helping her construct the legacy. By taking her seat in Milan, Caitlin Clark put the world on notice that her vision extends far beyond the hardwood. This alliance has been simmering for 2 years, and the fireworks are just beginning. If you want a front row seat to this evolution, smash that like button, and make sure you are subscribed right now.